Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back.
Get your bones in the dirt, dry them off and let them burn.
Okay, hi everybody, and welcome back to this episode of The Lunch Break, where you can take your lunch break with me, or maybe even a dinner break, or whatever you're feeling. This is kind of more of a forceful episode. I don't know, man. Like, I literally got home from work today, and I just sat here and just scrolled on, whether it be Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. No, I didn't do TikTok. I barely ever touch TikTok. You can ask my girlfriend. She sent me so many things, and I never check them. So then the one time that I end up going on TikTok and I go to send her something, I have to go in and I have to watch everything and like all the stuff she sent me prior, which is usually weeks worth of stuff, just so that she can watch my one thing. Yeah, it's a good time. These last couple weeks have been interesting, pertaining to my ability to deal with myself and my own, just like everyday life and things. It's been a little bit interesting lately, kind of getting to know myself and being okay with the different aspects of me. And I'm still quite lazy, and I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not a fan of how when I do get home, I sit down and I just get sucked into my phone. I had so much time to actually take to just like be here and like to do this. I could have just gotten home and been like, bam, let's jump in, let's do a lunch break, let's plan it out, let's do the whole thing. But I don't know, there wasn't much of an incentive, and that's quite concerning. But at the same time, still wanted to do one. I wanted to make sure that I got through and actually ended up doing something. So that's what I'm doing right now. Instead of just sitting on my phone and scrolling, at least I'm doing something. I got some things that I need to do for other projects and whatnot. But I want to, can I be a little like woo-woo-y with you for a second? Remember when Mars was in Gatorade? Remember that? And you know, if you're into that stuff, apparently it ended a couple like weeks ago or so, or like a week or two ago. Ever since, things have been okay. Now listen to me. I don't want to be that type of. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say that that's the reason why. But something's a little fishy about about all that stuff. Something's a little bit fishy as to why. When Mars stops drinking its Gatorade, life gets a little bit different or better. Not necessarily better. It's just like not as chaotic, I guess. There was like this feeling and energy of chaoticism. I'm going to make that. I don't know if it's a word. I'm going to put chaoticism. The act of being chaotic, or the state of being chaotic, just seemed to kind of dissipate. I don't know. It was just like there was no longer this like overhanging doom and gloom in my mindset. I don't know. Maybe it's just placebo. Maybe it's just something that I thought of. But that's a thing. It's a thing that's happened recently, which has been rather nice to see and nice to take into consideration. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I know where we're at time-wise, because I want to know what time is. All right, we're good. I don't know. I want to make this whole thing kind of a, just once a week, once every other week, I post this thing. Maybe I'll start putting it on a podcast. Maybe we'll just post a Anchor FM or something, just to send it out to Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that, Apple Podcasts or whatnot, just to see if it bites somewhere. This is meant to just be 15 minutes of just hanging out, because I think podcasts these days, I was listening to a couple of them. They're all like, I enjoy it when there's some sort of a structure that gives them kind of the rules to go off of. But a lot of times there's not much variety in when certain people talk. And that's why I've been bouncing around a lot of podcasts recently, is because I like, say I listen to Jay Shetty for a little bit. Jay Shetty's great, but every single episode is essentially the same thing. It's a lot of like people's similar stories of overcoming discomfort or some troubles, or understanding their upbringing and how that made them the person they are, but like in that spiritual type of touch. And like, it's great. I've listened to a number of his podcasts, more than I can probably count, read his book, or listen to it, I guess, because audiobooks are, the best. But over time, the relationship you have with him and his podcast is not very, but to some extent one-noted. And that goes with a lot of podcasts. Like, even if you go with the big man himself, Joe Rogan, and you go and you listen to him from each of the different things, he has only like 3 personalities. He's got the hyper conservative, the one that like talks about like politics and stuff and how everything's stupid and people are dumb for reacting this way, and the libtards and all that shit. He's a UFC fighter, so he talks about fighting and stuff, and discomfort and the idea of putting yourself in difficult situations to better yourself. Or he's just a pothead that just jokes around and makes stupid comments. He's got those 3, and it depends on which guest he has. That's gonna give him that. It's like they've become so one-noted that there's not really much of a. You're not having a relationship. There's no spontaneity. There's no excitement when it comes to these podcasts. You're getting the same stuff from a lot of them, from a lot of people, and it's very. I don't know. It just like I'm never really that excited to listen to a lot of the people that I used to be excited to listen to. Okay, let me make the connection. There is a YouTuber that I watch every single one of his videos that comes out. It is Video Game Donkey. Video Game Donkey has his attitude, he has his humor, he has his type of stuff, but every single video is different. Every single video is different. There is so much. There's always a twist. There's always some sort of punchline that you're not looking for or that you don't know is coming. There's always something to that makes it so enjoyable and makes me very excited to jump into. Every single time I get the notification on my phone, I make sure that I keep that notification there so that within the next 24 to 48 hours, I will watch that video because it's just enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. And there's always, like I said, it's like, it's not one noted where I know what's going to come from it, which kind of has happened with a lot of these, a lot of content. Most content these days is very one noted, and you go to them for maybe 20 to 30 times because in like a month span, you're in a month span, because in a month span, I'm going to make a cut there. And if I don't make a cut, that sounds weird. That's how I do videos. If you wanted to know, just jump, just keep going. If you're looking to be a YouTuber or talk to a camera or something, there you go. And then you just edit out everything else and you just try to, anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Damn it. Oh, yes. Okay, got it. So you go to these channels and these stuff, if you find a new creator and whatnot, and you find somebody that you want to watch and they entice you, and then it's like a new relationship. It's all sexy and stuff for the first little month or so. And then after that, it just stays one noted. The channel or the content creator or whatever YouTube short creator that you watch, it just becomes one noted because that is what kind of, when you find something that works as a creator, you stick to it. But the problem is the longevity on that these days when it comes to long-term fans is not so, it's not so good. It's really, the person that's losing in this situation is the consumer, and they're always looking for the next thing. They're always looking for the next person because you're going to get tired. You get tired of that content, especially because it comes out every day. Every single day. Like when I was going full steam ahead with Creator Pad, I think we were posting ideally 4 or 5 times a week. And before that, when I was working with the other startup where I was doing video editing tutorials. And even then it was 5 times a week, 6 times a week. I think they wanted 7 times a week at certain points. So if you get so much of the same content every single day, of course you're going to get upset. You're going to get bored of it. Of course it's going to get tiring. Of course it's going to get something that just it's fun for the instant because it's new and it's interesting, but it loses its pizzazz. It loses its touch. It loses its, there's a word that I'm looking for and I can't figure out, but I think you know what I mean. That's kind of what I want to avoid with my own personal stuff. Now, I've been thinking recently, since Mr. Neistat has taken a nice little hiatus from the internet after being the New York YouTuber for the longest time. I was wondering if I could do kind of the same thing, because I used to do vlogs all the time, and I used to do them in the faster format, like a David Dobrik, before David Dobrik kind of outs himself for being a piece of shit. So not that type of David Dobrik, but like his editing style. I very much copied what he did, and I tried to implement it into my own stuff. So taking like a Neistat approach with like documenting or incorporating vlog style story-based content into like a weekly video, because everything's going to kind of change. People are going to change. Things are going to change. I'm always doing something new. Like, that's the funny thing. When I was first vlogging as a kid, or like back in college and stuff like that, things don't really, they're not that exciting, to be honest. Like, unless you're involved in like 17 different clubs and activities, it's very, it's kind of, you go to class every day, you see the same people, you do the same things. Now, I do live in a city in the middle of Europe as a foreigner, with always like everything changed. Every week's a little bit different. So maybe highlighting that. Also, my bike ride to work is gorgeous. So maybe getting a little, I was thinking about buying a GoPro or something, and just strapping it like to the front of my bike or something, or the chest mount, just to like kind of get a couple shots with that, because it is pretty. And I there's a part of me, there's a guy that I was watching a couple weeks ago, that would do that kind of content. He strap a GoPro on his chest and then just ride a bike through New York City for like 30 minutes. And there's no commentary, there's no nothing. It's just him rolling through the streets like a maniac. But it's cool. And I don't know, there's something about it. I just sat there and watched. It's just like, it's just eye candy to some degree, at least for me. I don't know about y'all. Maybe I'll leave, if I can find his channel again, I'll leave him in the description for anybody that's interested. Also, 223 of you. That's cool. Hello, 223 people. I'm assuming 50 to 60% of you are probably ghost accounts, but even still, I'll still address the 223 of you, because you've supplied me with your subscription, your account. I can infiltrate your homepage whenever I post these things. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's been neat to watch those numbers go up. And I think also this next little bit, and I'm gonna shift my focus a little bit. I think being in the content creation space is a lot about seeing who and what is working well, and what formats are skyrocketing, because you always see, like, at least I see a lot on LinkedIn or any of like the forums and stuff, or it's mostly LinkedIn and Twitter and whatnot, people being like, oh, I raised my account, or I got in 4 months to 60,000 subscribers, and this is how I did it, and this is what I did, and this is what I'm doing. It's like, it's kind of an anomaly to some degree, but it's also not. It's like, if you do the MrBeast type of method, I think, like, that's the thing, is like, if I could do it, or if I would do it, or would know how to do it, or the YouTube algorithm would let me do it, I would, like, to some extent. But at the same time, I wonder how much money is put into it initially to get to that space. Like, if somebody's like, I'm going to invest in a YouTube channel, where are they putting their money? Like, there has to be some sort of promotion or marketing. I cannot, there's so much of me that does not believe that MrBeast doesn't put money into marketing. That just makes no sense to me if he has a $0 budget for marketing, like a new video or like something. Like, when it comes out, it doesn't get put, there's no, that you're not ad supporting that. You're not pushing that to people, other than just letting the YouTube algorithm do its thing. Just, yeah, I mean, if it does, and like, that's literally just the luck of the draw in a lot of ways, by all means. But these are $1 million YouTube companies that we're talking about here. I don't know. It just seems a little fishy to not be putting any money into that. But either way, I digress. I could be completely wrong. I could just be doing it wrong. That's fine. And we're slowly but surely trying to figure it out, taking the inspiration from others while trying to sit myself into a niche, at least with Creator Pad. And then with this, again, what I want to do is make it like a relationship. Hi, we're friends. You're friends of mine. This is what, 17, we're about 17, 18 minutes into this video right now. We're friends. We're hanging out. It's your lunch break. We're chilling. And I'm just going to chat with you. And that's kind of what I want it to be. I want it to be ever changing in the way that every story and everything, every time we come around, it's going to be different. But at the same time, I'm going to be the same. And I'm still going to be here. And it's going to be me. And we're going to be chilling. And I'm going to be your favorite person to eat lunch with. Because we both know that you don't want to be eating lunch with Kevin. Kevin, a weird dude. Every time he brings that potato salad, it just reeks. And it's just not a fun time. So I understand. So go sit in the corner, pop your headphones in, and my sweet, soothing voice will help you through your lunch break. That was really narcissistic. I'm just joking. It wasn't narcissistic. Anyways, that's whatever. I talked a lot of bullshit today. This is great. That's kind of where I want to end this. There's a skateboarder outside. I wonder if you can hear that. He's a skater boy. See you later, boy. And that's where I'll say I'm a YouTuber boy. See you, boober boy. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to my rants and such about everything and chilling. If you made it to this point, comment pineapples below, because boys, we both know what pineapples are good for. They're rich in nutrients and vitamins, of course. What are you thinking? Leave a comment about why they're your favorite, or if they're not your favorite, then you can tell me about that too. I'm not really a big fan of pineapple. They're fine. Like, I don't know why. Anyways, thank you for watching. I said that 15 times. I hope you subscribe, because this is the amount of people this is how many people are subscribed and who aren't. So if most of you aren't, so make sure you subscribe, because it makes me feel good as a person to see that number go up. Makes me feel like I'm doing something with my life when I sit down for 20 minutes and chat and then edit for 2-3 hours. So go ahead and do that. But either way, get back to work. I hope you have a great rest of your shift, great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. All right? Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Get your bones in the dirt. Get those bones in the dirt. Get your bones in the dirt. By the